Hello everyone, this is Carbon Copy and I'm your host Anita Jason. We have a very special guest today. I would call him the creator or the hands behind Urufit and Atrium. He has used cutting edge technology and I'm sure it'll be a great breakthrough for the Indian athletes and sports club out there. So without further ado, I invite the guest of honor or the star of the day, Mr. Murugesh Kumar SK, CEO, Scermlind Healthcare Innovations Pvt Ltd. Hello sir, how are you?
Hi Rita, good evening. Thank you Carbon Paper team, Nitish and Karan for inviting me to be part of this podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining with us today. It's indeed a great pleasure to have you here. So this series is all about sitting down with the creators or industry experts to talk about their process, the lessons they have learned and the impact of the pandemic in their industry or business. So can we move on with our show?
Please, all yours.
Thank you, sir. So when I was going through your profile, I found your journey very interesting. You started off as a senior manager in Reliance and then you worked in HSBC for a year or so as an associate vice president. And then you moved on to your own venture, which was agriculture and animal husbandry. That was Bison Agro Firms. And then a big leap into fitness and healthcare. So how is this journey all about? I'm sure you'll have bags of experience to share with us.
Yeah, thank you, Anita. Yes, I started my career in the financial industry. I worked for Reliance Capital and HSBC for about 7.5 years. Entrepreneurship has always been inside me, I believe. So, in fact, I grew up in plantations. I've seen the way the disciplined approach towards handling agri-producers. So I wanted to bring in that changes into the fresh producers, and that was the reason or motivation for me to start up Bison Agro Farms. So we started in the year 2011. So we were more of pioneers in that contract farming space during those days. So we were more of a commercial farming company, which was more of an integrated commercial farming company. Predominantly we were contract farming. We were integrated farming company wherein we bridged the supply chain right from the seed to the consumer side. We were supplying the fresh producers to almost the major retail stores and the quick service restaurants and the fast food chains across the country, and we also did a little bit of exports. The challenges which we identified at that point of time and the changes which we were able to bring in at that point of time has enabled even the companies which took inspiration from us and started. The challenges in the fresh producers were the post-harvest ecosystem. So we had to take a completely different approach or an asset-light model to solve this problem. So we were successful in solving the problem, but we were not able to scale up beyond a point. We had to exit the business by selling it to an investor who was interested in taking over the business from us. So the next closest thing for me in particular was fitness and sports. So when I was thinking of how to build a startup in the area of fitness and sports, inevitably we had to adapt technology, and we saw that there has been significant gap when it comes to approach towards fitness itself. So with our strength, my co-founder Neil Kant, who is a data engineer, who has enabled us to build this technology completely seamless when it comes to integration as well as towards scaling up. So we wanted to enable high performance towards athletes, sports teams with support from sports science as well as data science. So that is the ATM which we are building now, which we will be very soon launching it to our customers. Those are going to be the clubs and the athletes per se. Yes. So this has been my journey till date.
Yes, I understand you're a big sports fan also along with fitness, or you recently started your interest in sports after entering into fitness and healthcare?
In fact, fitness has always been base for any sports person. Fitness was the problem which we intend to solve initially. But when it comes to solving the fitness, it has to be a holistic approach towards solving the problem of fitness. And when we were interacting with the clubs and our prospective customers, we understand that India is way behind what's happening in the sports science perspective itself. So to give you a context, I mean, say from the Indian standpoint, we do not even have an international research paper published from the area of sports science, be it nutrition or sports science. That's the standpoint of our Indian awareness towards sports science itself. So when we are trying to solve this problem, I mean, say we cannot solve the problem all individually. So we have to take a collaborative approach towards solving this. So, in fact, that is when we thought, okay, why not we build technology wherein we can incorporate sports science as well as data science, which can give solution to the athletes to monitor the fitness, predict the performance during the game day, give the coaches and their management team access to the information of the athlete's health, right from the injury prediction to the recovery from the injuries, to the coaching more scientifically.
Oh, okay. I'm talking to a big sports enthusiast out there. But to be frank, I'm not a big sports fan. I hardly know any athletes or players in the country. I think the only name footballer I'll still know in India would be Baichung Bhutia. I don't know whether he retired also from the football, but I remember learning his name when I was small. So I think when you all come up with such technological aspects to sports, it makes it reach to more younger generation, I believe, those who are least bothered into sports like me. So I think it's a very good startup or heads up to reach to younger generation. With this limited knowledge, I was just thinking now that these small league teams would definitely not have the capital or the resource like the big league clubs would have, be it on their accessories or their data management systems. So how did you go about picking this as a problem, and then how are you planning to resolve it through your ATM?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question. I mean, say, you mentioned, I mean, say the awareness towards sports is increasing and has been increasing always. So we see that youngsters looking at sports stars as their heroes. They aspire to become a sports star. But however, I mean, say our cultural shift towards the vision of sports has to change as a country and as a society itself. I mean, say even only lately we see that the parents are motivating their kids to pick up sports as their career. I mean, even though there are challenges as to say whom do they put their kids under. I mean, so what is the right sport for their kids? So there has to be a scientific approach towards that. And that will come up. I mean, say that's the reason, and that is also a problem which we are trying to solve. While building the technology itself, we strongly believe that technology has to be made affordable. So, like you said, I mean, say from the Indian context, if you look at our athletes or aspiring athletes can't afford, expensive technologies. Yeah. So, like say in the context of the athlete management system which we are building. From the Indian context, if you look, there are not many athlete management systems out of India. So even the elite clubs who wish to procure athlete management system from outside the country are pretty much expensive. So we have that in the top of the mind as to say to make our technology more affordable as well as accessible. That's how our team is building the technology itself. And as an effect of that, I mean, say the technology which we are building will be more of a software as a service, which will enable athletes, the coaches, the management team, the medical fraternity for the clubs itself to access the data at their convenience at any point of time. So we have the economics as the top priority while we are building this product. Yes, Anita.
Oh, yes. I think I rightly mentioned it as ATM being a breakthrough to the Indian sports history. Similar, so you have given a small intro to ATM. So how is your Urufit going on? When is it entering the market? Is it still a baby, or is it an adult, or how is it?
So, like we mentioned, ATM is going to be the next generation athlete management system, which will enable collaboration between the team, which will enable the athletes, the coaches, the trainers, the medical team, the management team to have complete control of their club as well as the athletes. I mean, the first version of the Urufit is going to be a wearable, which will be worn on the athlete or say the user, which will collect the heart rate information of the athlete on a continuous mode, along with the activity information of the athlete. So out of these features, we are building digital physiology models like say the training load of the athlete, the recovery period of the athlete, the sleeping pattern of the athlete, the energy expended during the workout.
So I'm sure ATM and Urufit will reach much greater heights because I see the technology being improvised in it so brilliantly. So we've been talking so much about business and the industry and the people around. So we'll take a small pause. We'll take a small U-turn. We'll go back to the slightly better topics than industry and work. So how I know you've been a busy bee all your life. So how is lockdown treating you? Are you enjoying it? Are you chilling with your family? I'm sure you would have had new ideas coming out. And how's it?
Yes, that's more interesting. So since my Bison Agro days, the time which I've spent with my family, that's my wife and my daughter, was very much limited. I started Scermlind Healthcare, and for about a year now, I've hardly spent 10 days with my wife and my daughter. So this lockdown has given me more time to spend quality time with my wife and my daughter. So that is one good thing which has happened. But of course, all good things have to come to an end. So I expect that the lockdown open up faster so that we are able to launch our product and we can scale it up from there. Yes.
Oh, yes. So apart from your family, what else are the good things that you're enjoying in the lockdown?
Of course, my wife and daughter, they have been the backbone for whatever I've been doing now. So the time I'm able to spend with them, I cherish the moment. So yes, that's the best part of this lockdown, I would say. But of course, not everybody would think alike. So yes.
Okay, great. So how's your daily routine during a lockdown? Otherwise, it was just office and home. So how is there any paradigm shift in your lockdown routine? How is it?
Yes, during non-lockdown time when I was there in Chennai, it was more of meeting customers, meeting potential investors, regular meetings with the team, with our advisors. So that was how the day used to go. So now it's more happening over the technology. That is, we connect with them over video call. I miss the time when we are able to spend. I always believe that interacting in person will bring in a lot of changes and we'll be able to create significant impact. Of course, now this lockdown has given us more time. The days which I have missed working out, now I've been working out all these days, and my family has picked up working out with me, so they want to get even more fitter.
Oh, great. So I know your wife and daughter will definitely miss working out with you after the lockdown. You'll just run away leaving them. Please don't let them, just motivate them, continue. Tell them to remain slim and trim and beautiful forever.
True. Everybody got to be fit and healthier,
Yeah, definitely. I think more people are getting aware of that. So I think we should all be motivated from your thoughts and ideologies. Thank you so much, sir. It was a great conversation. It's indeed a great pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Anita. Thank you so much, Carbon Paper team.
So I think it's time, without further ado, it's time to raise a toast. So let's raise a toast for Urufit, ATM and your tremendous team for the continuous support that you're providing you, and may you have a lot of success this year and the coming years to a generation of fit and healthy people, and may you have a beautiful days ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Anita.